Hello and welcome to this edition of Minstrels on the Block, where we bring you the finest singer-songwriters and singers and entertainers in the Valley area. This week's guest is Oriental Jones. So, Aaron.
How you doing, Brian?
Jared.
Brian.
And Mike. How y'all doing?
Pretty good. How you doing? I'm fine. Good to be here.
Tell me about yourself. Aaron, starting with you. Where were you born?
I was born in Freeport, Texas.
Freeport, Texas.
Yeah.
What'd your parents do?
My mother did nursing, things like that, and my dad had been in the military.
Cool.
So.
Did you move around a lot?
No, pretty much came to Columbus, and then that was it. I've been here ever since.
Sounds familiar.
I know.
Me too. So, Jared?
Been here my whole life. Born and raised in Columbus. Parents, mom is in education. My dad does insurance work here in town. And just been here my whole life.
Nice. Mike?
Just about the same story. I'm from Columbus. My mom lives in Virginia, and my dad, he works in rail car stuff. He's from here also.
Rail car stuff?
Yeah.
I've actually heard, I think we had somebody else on there, their parents were in the railroad. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you learn anything about the railroad? Is it?
I know about like track width and things like that. They actually make rail car movers,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a salesman, so he just goes around the road and sells people trackmobiles. That's what he does. So.
That's kind of cool.
Probably the best job I've ever heard of, but it's not my job, so it doesn't matter.
He goes everywhere.
I looked it up.
Serious.
I looked it up, looking for, like, I was like job searching one time. Looked up like because you always have to start as a conductor, and you have to like be able to lift a minimum of like 70 pounds. So I just like went to the next one.
Yeah, for me, I'll do it.
So, Aaron, were your parents musical?
No, my mom used to sing a lot around the house and dance and stuff, and I used to tell her to stop dancing. But my granddad, he does bluegrass music, and he did that a lot, and he still does it now. He plays here and there. Yeah, his name is George Nave.
So what lit that spark in you that you wanted to do music?
To be honest, I don't know. I got into music kind of late. Sometime around, I think, junior high school, I started fiddling with the guitar a little bit. And then singing here and there, and then just finally got to a point where I was just like, well, you might as well. So I did it.
Might as well. I'm sure there's some chicks involved in there somewhere.
Maybe.
And Jared?
Parents like music, love music. Never played. My uncle played, and after my granddad died, found out he played. But my parents have always just supported me. Always heard great music in the house growing up.
Cool.
And first time I wanted to get a guitar, it was not a problem. Let's get one. Start playing.
Nice. So the probably the most important question of the entire show and entire interview: Elvis or the Beatles?
Oh man, let's see. Yeah.
You know where I stand.
Yeah, Aaron's an Elvis man. I'll stay Elvis just to. Not have a
I'll still talk to you. Just not as much.
We'll be an Elvis band.
We break up bands on this show.
Yeah, okay.
So, Mike,
I'm Beatles.
Beatles.
Yeah.
So, what made you want to do music? Were your parents musical at all?
They had a lot of albums, but they weren't very musical. I wouldn't say that. All my friends did it, and I've never been a very good spectator. So I wanted to play music, so I did it.
So the theme of this show is why do you do music? Why not?
Yeah, that's kind of the point, really. I think. Yeah,
got to do something with your time.
That's
better than watching Basketball Wives or whatever is on TV.
Quite true. Yeah,
that's what I think.
So now, tell me, Aaron, a little bit about your from picking up the guitar to education on the guitar to how did you learn on? Or
I had very little patience. I started trying to learn covers after a while, and then I got very ADD with it, I guess I'd say. And I just started trying to come up with stuff on my own, which is actually not, I don't know. I think it kind of worked against me sometimes because I should know a little bit more than I do, but
Yeah.
I'm learning every time I pick it up. I'm always learning something new. So
yeah, I think we're always learning.
Yeah.
You know, if you think you mastered it, you're full of it.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Eric Clapton will probably even tell you he hadn't even mastered it yet.
Yeah. That's what gets me is like all these like phenomenal musicians. I'm like, they're like way up on a pedestal, and they're like, I still don't know nothing. I'm like, damn you.
Well, when you get satisfied with it, I think that kills the creativity, the drive to try to do something better than you did before. So
is it Was this your first band, Oriental Jones?
Yes, most definitely. I mean, I would say it is. I mean, I've been playing with him for a long time, but we never actually had anything as formal as this, like actually going out and playing gigs. So I'd say yeah. As far as if being in your first band is actually getting out and playing a gig somewhere, someplace, then yeah, I would say yeah.
So Jared, tell me a little bit about your education on music.
Like I said, when I got inspired, after listening to records and wanting to pick up the guitar, I was able to get lessons and played, like that until I was able to, kind of, go out on my own and kind of discover stuff for myself. But my parents were able to give me lessons and stuff like that. And during middle school, you get in jam sessions. In high school, you play in these little punk bands. So I've been in, punk bands since I was in high school, with friends of mine. So we just been...
He learned from Elvis.
So, we just... I just always been getting out there and, go to the weekends, just go play with your friends.
Yeah.
So just always jamming.
Yeah.
Mike, how about you?
I've never had an actual lesson. I just have friends that if they know how to play a song and I'm interested in learning how to play it. I taught myself how to read tablature and music so that I could, just buy books and read them and try to make it happen. It worked, so.
Now, you guys do mostly originals, right?
Yeah, we try to saturate the set list with originals.
So who does the writing?
Aaron does all the
vocal stuff,
the vocal lyrics. We leave it to Michael to come up with his own bass lines. They leave it to me to come up with our own guitar parts. We play with a drum machine right now, so we leave it to the drum machine to come up with its own beat. So it's a very
genius.
Yeah, it's a very fair band. Yeah. So we all have our role to play, and we don't get in each other's area.
Right.
Yeah. Try not to
on
anyway.
each other's feet.
Try not to.
Elvis and the Beatles is enough to break you guys. Any other?
Now there's always a schism right now because of that. We appreciate that. No, I'm kidding.
Tell you what, let's check out some of Oriental Jones music. We'll be right back right after this.
I know you're missing something deep down inside your soul. Full proof your plan fell through, and now you're standing out alone. Oh no, this little baby is so helpless and so out of sight. Don't stop, no, honey, can wait. Don't stop, oh no. Don't stop.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Minstrels on the Block, special guest Oriental Jones. So guys, tell me a little bit about the formation of your band. How did it come together? You two have been playing together for a while.
Yeah, I think Aaron and I, we met in high school and played, but Michael and myself have known each other since, elementary school, and we've been, jamming, for a long time.
We went to high school together, too.
Yeah, and Michael met Aaron in high school, so we've just all been intertwined and known each other, and we've had, not serious things going on, and finally we were like, let's us three get serious and, let's write some songs and get out there and actually play it this time instead of, just playing in our living room. Let's get out there and do something.
Yeah.
So the question that I feel is good for the next question. What is there a story behind the name Oriental Jones, or did it just sound cool?
A little A and B.
We each have our own.
It's got to do that, I think. I don't think you want to name yourself deliberately a lame name.
But that's Aaron's idea.
That was my idea. It's a real person. Just look it up. It's a real person, and it's just I saw it in a quote book.
Oh, so Oriental Jones is something people can Google.
Yeah, I can Google
nice.
it. Yeah, it's an actual
I've never
person.
thought of that.
You'll see us.
He's a pretty brilliant guy too.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's a pretty brilliant guy.
Did a lot for.
But I thought it kind of sounded like one of those '70s, movies,
yeah.
along the lines of Shaft and everything else like that too. So
Totally.
Kung Fu,
Dolomite.
Yeah, no doubt. Those are awesome. I love those movies.
So yeah, it's kind of open to interpretation.
Yeah.
You can know exactly what it means. You can look it up and find out the guy. Find out about the guy's bio, or you can just look at it on a piece of paper and say, "Hey, that looks cool. I wonder if it means this or that."
Yeah. Well, we just killed that because we just went ahead and
Google it and the mystery's all.
I will be Googling that immediately after taping. So now, tell me a little bit about what you got going on right now.
We've just been playing gigs. We've had a lot of support through the community in Columbus. Whether it's been Soho's open mic or it's been the Vault having open mics or 85, and just places downtown allowing us to put up flyers. To have shows to get our name out there. So we've been just really working at the house, writing songs and getting the band tight, and luckily we have a community that's willing to listen to us after we work hard, with songs that we enjoy playing, and we get to go out there and play them for fellow citizens of Columbus and Phoenix City.
Cool.
We'll be playing at 85 this weekend on Saturday.
Well, but this month.
Yeah.
That's this month.
Well, I know. I mean, but
3 days.
If we go on to, if this goes
and
on
then
too
next
late,
week, I believe we play somewhere also.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We're playing places. That's all that matters. So if you want to know where we're playing, I guess just go to our Facebook. And you'll get the current information.
Yeah, we're gonna have we're gonna list all this stuff on the screen for promotional purposes in the pimping section of the show. So
That's what we need.
So any dated information here, they can just disregard once they go to your page and see all that cool stuff.
Yeah, very cool.
Now, what kind of what do you see as the future of the band? Where would you like to see the band go?
I'd like to get a live drummer one day in the future. That would be cool.
That would be awesome.
Where did you meet the drum machine?
We made a phone call.
They were going down on hard times. And they were like, "Yeah, we'll have you, man. Just don't mess up."
Yeah.
And it hasn't. That's the
How's this timing?
So, I mean, we're always looking for, new members. A keyboard player would be fun to jam with, We just want to write more songs and play more shows, and see what happens, and hopefully have people enjoy it as much as we enjoy doing it.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So, where do you write from? What's the inspiration for your songs? What's your...
When we first started out, it was just Jared coming up with something, and then I'd have to just make up something on the spot while it was being recorded. So, a lot of just stream of conscious, I guess. Mm-hmm. So, and then there's some where I actually wrote with the music itself. I actually had time to do it. But then there was other times where we were just throwing stuff against the wall.
Yeah, I feel like Aaron just has a really good way of
just throwing stuff against the wall and
tapping into lyrics. Aaron's really good at coming up with words that seem to fit songs just right, and we always enjoy hearing what he comes up with.
Cool.
I don't know how to add to that.
Well, now let's just say because whenever you have an artist, you kind of have an interest in what they're interested in. So, Aaron, if you're walking around the house on a Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, what's most likely to be playing in your iPod, I guess, these days?
I put it on shuffle most of the time, but I'll get like The Kills. I'll get James Brown. I've been listening to a lot of that, and just Any number of things. Sometimes we listen to the Beatles a little bit. Even though I would choose Elvis over the Beatles.
I was looking for a joke for that. But
Gotcha.
you beat me to it. Jared?
And if I get a Saturday off, normally I'm working on Saturday, but if I get a Saturday off, man, I know I want to listen to, something like from the punk scene. I guess me and Aaron been getting into the 70s punk
the Dead
scene.
Boys,
so let's listen to like the Dead Boys or, MC5 or the Stooges or, the Ramones.
Television.
Television.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
Patti Smith. We've been getting into that lately.
Yeah.
Cool.
So any number of those, classic rock bands could be on the iPod.
I'm completely fascinated with that CBGB's like New York scene that they had, Max's Kansas City, all that stuff just totally fascinated me, how all that kind of happened. It was awesome.
That's kind of our rut right now, I know for myself.
How about you, Mike?
I've been going through albums that I listened to about 10 years ago, like old Goody Mob, things like that. Just because the bass lines in them, playing the bass, you got to look for different stuff to do. Really been going back to the Talking Heads, television, stuff like that lately. Just to feel different bass lines, for different music. Because I was really into the Who for a long time. Mm-hmm. So with Entwistle, it's a different style than with the Talking Heads. It just kind of helps you, I guess, work different things in, different feels, so things don't sound the same all the time.
Right, yeah.
Most of the stuff I listen to, I try to focus on, like the bass parts. Like I even listen to Bootsy Collins and stuff like that. So.
Cool.
Yeah, you never know what you'll hear when you come into our rehearsal.
I mean, my shuffle is
That's awesome.
from one end of the spectrum to the other and back and forth. A lot of blues.
That's cool.
A lot of Muddy Waters and stuff like that. So
variety keeps it interesting.
Stuff I like.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see how you could have it any other way myself. But.
I actually don't listen to the radio, so anything that's on my iPod is what I listen to.
Yeah. Radio.
It's obsolete now.
Let's check out some of their music again. We'll be right back right after this.
Desire is everything. It's in this blood diamond ring. I got the whole world on a string hanging from my neck. You know I'll tell you the truth, and I'll tell you the truth. I can't figure what's wrong with you. I can't figure what it's worth to you. All that glitters is not gold. So all my children have been told. Well, honey, let's get real. You seal your mother like cheating still. Well, honey, let's get real. $1,000 pairs of platinum shoes. Baby, steal blankets, melt away my blues. Yeah, daddy's gonna buy me anything I choose and hang it from my neck. I'll tell you the truth, and I'll tell you the truth. I can't figure what's wrong with you. I can't figure what it's worth to you. Oh, that glitters is not gold. So, all my children have been told. Well, honey, let's get real. Steal your mother like cheating still. Well, baby, let's get real. is not gold. So all my children have been told, well, honey, let's get real. You steal your mother like she did. Still, well, baby, let's get real. You steal your mother. You steal your mother. You steal your mother. You steal your mother. You steal your mother.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Minstrels on the Block. Special guest Oriental Jones. And this is the part of the show which we talked about earlier. This is where we pimp stuff. So the promotional part of the show. So tell me what you got going on.
Well, we're just, we got a Facebook page up and running where we put shows, upcoming shows. We're not selling our music. We're giving it away right now. So anything we come up with in terms of recording, we just upload it to Facebook and give it to people. And if they want to listen to it and check it out,
Nice.
Do that. When there's open mics, we try to get to those. We'd like to get to different places outside of the Columbus area. But right now we're just focusing in on writing good songs and playing here around town.
Very cool. Now, do you have stuff that you've recorded that is out there?
Yeah, we record at my house. It's a very, caveman-like studio where we record just on a computer.
It's actually stalactites.
But yeah, it's pretty primitive, but we get some good sounding demos out of it.
End result's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be in a real one, though.
Yeah. So if there's any backers or funders out there,
looking to
invest in a band.
Oriental Jones
Works
is
for
you
some
guys.
people.
Yeah.
That's true. Now, there's a couple of questions I'd like to ask. One is, what do you think of the local music scene?
It's pretty good. I mean, you have a lot of people really getting out there and doing their thing, and I enjoy watching people do their thing. And I guess that's a big part, though, is I would like to see more people doing original music.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy listening to other people doing other people's songs, too, every now and then. But, when I'm getting out and doing something, I could listen to somebody else's song on a CD. I'd rather hear what somebody else has to actually offer, create something, use your imagination. If you have to build off of somebody else, fine. But, give us a little of you.
Basically, you can go out and buy a Leonard Skinner album. We're looking for more music that you can go out and buy.
But I mean, cover bands have their place too.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got to do their thing. But I would just enjoy seeing more venues that would actually allow people doing original music.
Yeah. Oh, and I guess that covers where you would like to see the music scene go. Or what would you like to see happen with it, Jared?
Yeah. I mean, I just want to see more kids get out there and get inspired and play music and have fun, and don't worry about we got to sound like this, or we got to do this. Just go out there and have fun, play. Everybody's supportive. I think we held back for the longest time about getting down there, so we were thinking, oh God, what are people going to like us? But you can't think that, and it turns out the people are really supportive around here. So get out, do your thing, and you will have a good time. And like Aaron says, get out there and play your own songs. Get out there and play some original tunes. And these bars need to come out, and step up and support. People playing.
It'll only make you better. It'll only make you better if you get out there and do it. That's all I got to say. If you're an artist and you want to play, getting out and playing in front of people will just make you better.
Yeah. So I think I like to just see it going the way it's going. Everybody's supporting everybody. There's different bands out there. Whether you like country in Columbus, you can go see a country band. If you like a rock band, punk band, hardcore band, there's hardcore bands, punk bands out there for you. So just explore Columbus and Phoenix City. There's bands out there.
Mike?
Well, explore Phoenix City and Columbus, but don't be afraid to ride up to Auburn. 'Cause you can see a lot of different variety of music up there. There's people from Athens coming to Auburn, people from Auburn going to Athens.
That's what we want to do, is we want to get that.
There's very talented musicians in this area. You just kind of have to look for them. You got to go out. You might have to go to LaGrange to see somebody, or even in Columbus. There's quite a few really good country musicians. It just depends on what genre of music you like, what you want to go out and see, and what atmosphere you want to be in. But don't be afraid to go 30 minutes up the road and just check out a little bit of Auburn if you really want to see something different. It's not that far. So.
Now, another question I think some of you have actually touched on already. I'll start with you, Mike. What advice would you give to aspiring artists watching the show? Maybe they haven't got out.
Well,
and done
right
it yet.
on the topic that we just touched, go see as many musicians as you can, because for a long time I thought that, through maybe lots of practice I'd be able to achieve that, but I didn't know that many people had achieved that level of playing until I started going out and seeing them, saying, well, man, this dude can do this, or this guy can do this, I can probably do this, and then find guys to play with and put the time in.
Very cool.
You progress, in certain steps, and sometimes they're fast, sometimes you get stuck, but you just have to keep up with it.
Jared?
And I'd say get out there and play, play with other people, explore different styles of music, exactly what Michael said, get out there and find out what is out there. And, don't be afraid, to try something new, or, don't be afraid to listen to an old album, to get inspired, just get out there. Remember to have fun and find people you like playing music with. That's the most important thing. If you can't have a good time with those people, in that room playing music, you need to find different people, I think.
Yeah.
And so it's finding that right chemistry, and then it's a real work ethic too. I mean, nothing comes to you, nothing's handed to you. So you got to get out there and you got to not only write the songs and pump them out, but you got to get there and sell them to the people.
You got to chase that dream with a hatchet.
Yeah, exactly. So just get out there and have fun. Start bands. Play loud.
Yeah. Aaron?
Ditto. Yeah, I don't know what else I could add to that.
I think that's quite good. Well, fellas, it's been an absolute pleasure
sir.
having you on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. It was great.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it.
Hope you've enjoyed this edition of Minstrels on the Block. I know I have. And we hope to see you next time. I'm Brian Mallard, only on CTV EA.